So, welcome to today's quick tip on how to make your architectural visualizations, or anything for that matter, more cinematic. I'm Colin and welcome to Fish Cakes. So, first thing you'd need to do is download Cinemacolour and the Letterbox templates from the website. The link is down below in the description. And then, so let's start with, what exactly is Cinemacolour? It's a collection of LUTs for use with Filmic Blender. Now, I have a more in-depth explanation of what exactly that is in my other video on Cinemacolour. Now, the link is also down below. So let's install it. To install it, first thing you need to do, copy the Cinemacolour free folder into your add-ons directory. Depending on what system you're on, it's going to be in different locations. So I'm going to put those up on the screen right now for you to see where, in case you don't know. When that's done, come to your user preferences and type in Cinemacolour. So, or just Cinema, and you'll see there Cinemacolour free. Enable the add-on and click on the arrow there. So the first thing you need to do is add the looks. So click that. So that's going to do some things like change your configuration file and add things to your Blender. And once the looks are installed, you've got to restart Blender. So close Blender, and look at that, my screen recording. So close Blender and start it again. Okay. So now if we go back to the user preferences, type Cinema. Yep, it should be enabled. And there you have it. So to find the add-on, you come to the scene panel, scene panel. Scroll all the way down and you're going to see it over here. Now, seeing as this add-on is made specifically for Filmic Blender, it's not going to work if there's some settings that are not in place. And if none of the settings are in place or one of them isn't, it's going to give you this button over here where you click it and it says set the optimal color management settings. So if you click it, things change and it comes back. So basically what that does, it changes the view to Filmic, and actually you can see it over here, color management. It changes the view to Filmic, the color space to Filmic log, and the renderer to cycles. Good. Now I've created a little test scene over here for you so you can follow along with this, or you can go and download it from the site, or use your own. I'm going to render this out using just the default settings where there's no look applied or anything, so that you see what I'm talking about. So let's give it a render and I'll see you in a bit. Hi, and we're back. So, once your render is done, it's really easy to come and change the looks. All you need to do is just come down to the Cinemacolour free tab, click on the image, and the menu pops up. And from there you can just choose your look. So let me try this Cinemagic LT. Yeah, I like this one. And let's try another one. Let's try this Bleach Bypass. Yeah, that's okay. Let's try one more. Republic. Yep, and that's good. Now, based on this, you could be done here in terms of having your scene have a different look, and it's good to go. But let's do one more thing. So I'm going to split this area and change this to the node editor, and I'll come here to the compositor. So remember we downloaded the Letterbox templates. So we're going to put a letterbox in right now. Now, why do we use letterboxes? Yeah, letterboxes are made to simulate the different aspect ratios that different cinema cameras shoot in. And it's really easy to use. All you need, let's get an alpha over node. I've already got one there. Yeah. Put that there like that. And then image, input image. And connect that to the bottom. Right now we've got nothing. So go to open, and because they're in my folder, the letterboxes, you come down to 1080p, which is what I'm rendering in right now, 1920 by 1080. Click on that, and you've got some here to choose from. So I'm a bit partial to 235 CinemaScope. So let's click on that and click open. And there it has overlaid the letterboxes. Now let's try another one. From here, Panavision or vintage CinemaScope, which is very wide. Yeah. Now, hopefully this line will not be there in the the line will not be there in the pack that's available to download on the site, and I'm sorry about that. So now there you have it. So you have a bit of a cinematic look to the render. Now here comes a shameless plug. Now the problem with using letterboxes is framing, because when we were framing this shot, we were using the whole frame of the camera, so the whole 16:9 ratio of the 1920 by 1080. So everything was framed for that. But now, once we've put in the letterbox, it has cut off some things that maybe we would have liked. Like we spent all that time modeling the roof, but we don't see it in the shot. I'm going to just mute this so that we see what we've lost. So we've lost all that and the floor over here. Now, I did have in mind that I was going to put in the letterbox, so I kind of left this space bare, but it still does not remove from the problem that we're having with the letterboxes, where once it was framed, once we add the letterbox, it removes from what we had put in. Now we've spent all that time modeling the roof and the lights, and they're all gone. Yeah, and texturing and everything. So how can we frame with that in mind? Now, I have on my site, on the Fishcake site, an add-on called the Cinema Aspect Ratios. So go and check it out. Go and check out the Cinema Aspect Ratios. It eliminates the issue by giving you a camera that will frame everything based on the aspect ratio that you want to use. So for example, here I have 1.77 to 1, what we call 16:9. What we had before, what we tried before, we tried the 2.35 to 1, and we tried this 2.55 to 1. So let me go to the 2.35. And you see it automatically changes your camera, changes the size, the dimensions, and the aspect ratio. So now when you're framing, you can, when you're framing the camera, you know what's going to be cut out and what's not. So another good thing about the add-on is you can change your image size, meaning you can change your resolution without having to change your aspect ratio. You can keep your aspect ratio and just change the size. So you can go all the way from 720p to 8K if you can handle it. So there you see 8K 235 to 1 will be 8192 by 3486. Yeah. Now, if I try to render that, my computer will either blow up or I'll die of old age. So I'm just going to leave it at 1080 and with the aspect ratio of 235 to 1. And that's basically how it works. Now, if you like the Cinemacolour free. If you like the free add-on here, the Cinemacolour free add-on, do consider getting the full version, because the full version has a lot more premium looks, and I'll be sending updates with new packs, new LUTs, all based on my own stylized grades and more film emulation type looks. So yeah, feel free to go check it out on the site and check out the other video that I linked to earlier that shows the Cinemacolour free. The full Cinemacolour in action. So thank you. And that's all there is. There isn't anymore.